Hi everyone, this is Group 5, Dave Drachman, Ben Heath, Leah Kraus, and Zarina Mitchell, and we're here to talk to you about mobile for business. First, what is mobile? Mobile technology includes any device which enables wireless communication over a wide geographic area. The wide geographic reach of mobile devices is enabled since they are connected to a broader network infrastructure. Mobile started as voice-only communication, but has increasingly included multiple digital data forms, such as text messaging, email, internet access, and the like. In addition, there are now many device types, including various smartphones and tablets. Although it is easy to think of mobile technology as only a product of the last couple of decades, there were actually a number of important mobile innovations over the last 100 years, as shown on this timeline. In the early 20th century, mobile communications were used in military and intelligence applications. In 1973, Motorola invented the first cellular phone, which as you can see was quite a clunky device. 11 years later, car cellular phones came into existence. In 1989, Motorola created the Microtac, which was the first truly portable consumer flip phone. Soon, mobile technology began to incorporate new capabilities, as shown by the first smartphone by Philips in 1997, which had email, internet, and fax features. In 2002, phones included cameras and instant messaging features. The modern form of smartphones began with the release of Apple's iPhone in 2007, which was essentially a pocket-sized computer and multimedia device with a touchscreen. Today, these modern smartphones are available from various suppliers and are becoming the dominant form of mobile technology. Of course, mobile technology has played an increasingly greater role in personal and business applications for its voice and text communication. More recently, mobile has become more powerful for business usage with the ability to create, transmit, and access many forms of data. Our team has conducted a SWOT analysis of business mobile applications as they exist in their current state.
The invention of mobile technology has allowed for instant transmission and receipt of information. It is a highly efficient form of communication. Many professions benefit greatly from this ability. Surgeons in one country can now consult with fellow surgeons across the globe regarding a patient's medical condition or their expertise with various treatments. Many companies are now realizing the benefits of mobile technology. According to Strategic Growth Concepts, a business consulting agency, the integration of mobile devices such as laptops, tablet computers, PDAs, and smartphones, along with their various applications and software, have allowed firms to communicate with staff, customers, and vendors in a much simpler fashion. Mobile technology further offers a wealth of information to students performing research on an endless variety of subjects, all within a fingertip's reach. We now have the ability to stay connected with the rest of the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, regardless of our location. While camping on vacation in the mountains, you can check weather reports and access maps if needed. Or, for example, while waiting in a doctor's office, you can spend time reviewing WebMD regarding your symptoms. Information is now available to us regardless of the time zone from which it originated. For example, news reports from another country in the world are now available for us to read about or even access in video form if available. Furthermore, mobile technology has provided workers more flexibility in getting their work completed. According to Microsoft, 93% of employees now work away from the office at least some of the time. They can now access necessary files from work, home, or even while traveling. Mobile technology allows for seamless multitasking. Even while waiting in line at the grocery store, you can now respond to emails as well as research prices online at other retailers. This can save us time by allowing mobile users to easily compare prices in a convenient manner. Or while at a sporting event, you can even log in and update your fantasy sports league or make changes. The use of mobile technology also conserves resources, which in turn saves the money as well as the environment. It saves money that would have been spent on paper and also saves trees. For example, you can now borrow literature without having to make a time-consuming as well as gas-consuming trip to the library or bookstore. Electronically renting books can also be highly economical as well. Paying bills online saves money on stamps and envelopes, as well as late fees since mobile technology allows for real-time transactions instead of having to wait for mail to be delivered and possibly result in late fees.
I am going to cover some of the weaknesses associated with utilizing mobile technology. I think we all know that it's extremely expensive, but it also um, is very distracting in the office. It has hindered our ability to effectively communicate in person, and it has also made it more difficult for us to achieve balance between our personal and professional lives. So, the cost of setting up and maintaining a mobile platform is universally considered the biggest downside of utilizing mobile technology. Not only will the company need to purchase the equipment, but they will have to pay for constant upgrades, service plans, security. They will likely need to hire additional employees. So it's an extremely expensive initiative. This graph shows some of the most common um, cost of utilizing mobile technology, but it really only encompasses the top priorities for companies. So imagine how long this list would be if it included all of the objectives for a company that is utilizing mobile technology. Another weakness of utilizing mobile technology in the workplace is the distraction it creates in the office. Whether you're receiving phone calls or texting your friends or receiving alerts from one of your apps, it can make it really challenging to focus on your work without being interrupted by your phone or the computer. And the thing is, not only is your mobile technology distracting you, but you're likely distracting others around you also. So while mobile technology has made um, lots of things more convenient, it has also made it much easier for us to get distracted while we're working. Mobile technology has obviously made communication much easier. With cell phones, obviously, we can reach people anywhere at any time, which has created a lot of advantages, but also a few problems. Most notably, our interpersonal communication skills have taken a hit. We have fewer face-to-face meetings and in-person interactions, which allow us fewer opportunities to practice and develop these skills. In addition, with text and emails, sometimes your message can be lost in translation. This can lead to unnecessary mistakes, but also even conflict sometimes. And lastly, because we communicate less and less in person, it is harder to create relationships with your coworkers. And this has resulted in a weakened sense of camaraderie within the organization. The last weakness I have for mobile technology is its negative impact on us attempting to maintain balance in our lives. Cell phones and laptops have allowed us to access work from home, which is certainly advantageous for our employers and has probably gotten us all out of a jam or two, but in general, this has a negative impact on our lives. It's extremely important to allow yourself some time to relax and focus on other things, whether it's family or a hobby, anything but work. If you don't allow yourself some time to relax, you're going to adversely affect your health, both mentally and physically. You can develop anxiety, you can have trouble sleeping, and this won't only affect you at home, it will carry over into work and it will hinder your productivity. So you're really not doing yourself any favors by being a workaholic and um, constantly, working at home instead of, allowing yourself time to focus on other things in life.
As mobile technologies become more widely adopted, they are increasingly being used for new applications. Two areas where a lot of opportunities for adoption exist are within developing countries and small businesses. In developing countries, mobile technologies are beginning to aid in better access to education, and many organizations are exploring these technologies in order to do so. One such organization, Enza Education, is named for the Swahili word to spread or to reach, and aims to improve the lives of children in rural Africa by better educating these children. Currently, 9 million students are in primary school in Africa, but only 300,000 go on to secondary school. Enza aims to change this by using an SMS-based platform to send quizzes, lessons, and study tips to students, parents, and educators. Students can use the text to increase their knowledge and then to qualify for scholarship. Mobile technologies are also increasingly being used by farmers in developing African nations. In Kenya, the messaging platform Sokoni SMS 64 quickly notifies farmers with information about pricing of crops, ensuring farmers are better able to negotiate with traders at the market. Other applications provide information to farmers in order to enable them to better raise animals. The app iCow allows farmers to track the gestational age of their livestock, improving the ability to increase the herd. The app also provides information about feeding, veterinary contacts, and market prices. These are just a few areas where mobile technologies are increasingly being used in developing countries to improve life. But these technologies have and continue to have a huge impact on the success of small businesses as well. In one survey, 70% of small business owners felt mobile technologies had had a positive impact on their business. One area where mobile technologies have helped small businesses is customer service. As customers increasingly adopt mobile devices, more customer interaction happens over these devices. By adopting mobile technologies themselves, companies can better serve their customers. Devices with GPS can enable businesses with field workers to more quickly and accurately reach customers. Small have also been able to adopt social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter to increase contact with potential customers. These platforms can be used for marketing much cheaper than traditional marketing methods. Finally, mobile technologies can greatly reduce costs for small businesses. These technologies can enable multitasking and reduce the amount of paper used, maximizing resource efficiency.
There are some important threats associated with mobile business usage. The first of these is in security. Security challenges pose some of the biggest threats to mobile business usage. 75% of IT security experts cite mobile devices as the largest corporate security threat in 2014, which is up from 9% in 2010. Companies are increasingly making efforts to proactively protect their data networks and their end users. There are several specific manifestations of business mobile security threats. Mobile business applications increase the likelihood of critical data breaches. With potentially every worker connected using mobile technology and thus more devices connected to corporate networks, this means more potential routes of forced entry. The result is a highly porous nature in a company network, which must be fortified and monitored continuously. Malware, such as mobile viruses, Trojan horses, worms, or spyware, can delete or infect data, steal private information, or enable larger external attacks by providing an initial breach in company security walls. 41% of IT experts at companies say they experience at least 50 malware attacks per month, which is up from 15% in 2011. And 70% of corporate IT experts cite malware attacks as significant contributors to rising business costs. Mobile devices are also susceptible to being lost or stolen. They comprise 30 to 40% of all robberies in major U.S. cities. A lost or stolen device poses a security threat if another party can access sensitive information through the device. As a result, companies have to build in security measures which allow for remote wiping of a device that is reported as missing. High rates of theft and loss add business costs from replacing a device and for adding the extra security and monitoring measures. Important data can be lost with a mobile device too. There are obvious links to such data loss related to device loss, theft, or malware. However, there is also significant productivity loss when these events occur, since the device owner may have to replace, retrieve, or replicate lost data. All of this comes at a significant cost of time to an individual or their employer. And finally, there is also operating system specific targeting. Android is the dominant global mobile operating system platform, which also makes it the most targeted platform for security breaches in the malicious app market. One study found that only 20% of Android devices have security apps installed. Another threat to mobile business usage is government monitoring. There's been some backlash against real or even just perceived government monitoring of internet traffic, especially mobile usage, which many people see as a threat to commercial data which is networked within multinational companies. Companies have concerns that potentially billions of dollars worth of information could be compromised either by malicious intent or by mishandling of sensitive information on the part of a government worker. In the United States, the National Security Agency monitoring of global leaders has caused a lot of uneasiness. Some foreign governments have considered building additional safeguards against global internet traffic and potentially restricting citizens' data from leaving their home country. These restrictions could hamper the commercial interests of companies which have a multinational presence. In addition, foreign entities such as China and Russia are mistrusted for fear that they could monitor or steal personal data or proprietary commercial information, which could have huge financial implications for companies. Another threat is associated with the Bring Your Own Device, or BYOD trend. BYOD is where employees bring their own personal mobile devices onto their employer's business network. While it is very convenient for employees and can reduce costs for employers since they do not have to pay for the device, there are some legitimate threats as a result of this trend. One of the most obvious is that BYOD poses security threats to company networks due to laxness in employee or employer vigilance. Many of the security threat examples mentioned earlier apply here, but BYOD magnifies the threat due to a decrease in IT department control over the employee's device and how it is used for personal applications. Additional challenges associated with BYOD may result from new trends which tread in gray areas where many details have yet to be worked out. The first of these is in employer reimbursement for BYOD. The California Supreme Court recently ruled that employers must reimburse employees for BYOD work-related voice usage. It is expected that data usage reimbursements will quickly follow suit for California, and that other states will also require such reimbursements. This threatens some of the corporate cost savings that have been expected from BYOD adoption. BYOD also creates complications from the intermingling of personal and professional applications. Often, BYOD users must agree to company monitoring of apps, which could include personal information. BYOD users must also agree to remote device wiping in the event of a security breach or device loss or theft. Many people see this as an intrusion of employee privacy, which could further threaten BYOD habit adoption.
Here are some discussion questions for the class. First, to what degree has your company utilized mobile technology? Second, have you noticed your company making an effort to enhance their mobile platform? And if you have you noticed any positive returns on their effort or perhaps any negative ones? And lastly, how could your company be doing a better job utilizing mobile technology? Thanks for watching, and we look forward to hearing your responses.